Our observers reported incidents of inducement of voters in Bayelsa State, where in some polling units in the southern Ijaw LGA, wrappers and rice were allegedly distributed to voters in addition to monetary inducement. Imo State, where party agents allegedly offered voters cash incentives, and more worryingly, where INEC outdoor staff allegedly received money from party agents in polling unit 7 Ehime Mbano LGA. And Kogi State, where the LGA chairman of Igalamela Odudu was arrested with wads of cash and bullets on his person. Reported cases of the spread of disinformation during off-cycle elections in the three states included the false news that the governorship candidate of the PDP in Imo State, Sam Anyanwu, had voluntarily withdrawn from the elections, and that of the SDP governorship candidate in Kogi State, Murtala Ajaka, who had been disqualified from contesting the election in Kogi State. The elections in the three states were conducted against a history of political conflict occasioned by cultism, insurgencies, and separatist agitations. Against this background, the prospects of insecurity were a major source of concern before and during the elections. The elections witnessed the following incidents of violence: A. An alleged ballot snatcher being shot and killed in Dekina LGA in Kogi State. B. Another person was shot dead in Pangbe community in Yenigua LGA, Bayelsa. And C. A violent altercation in the collation center in Kogi, where a group of other party agents pounced upon and violently attacked another party agent who was complaining about the conduct of the elections in the state. Offshot of EAC's observations on the central role of institutions in the broader context of the electoral history of Nigeria since 1999, which the conduct and outcome of the off-cycle elections in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo states more or less mirror, is to focus more seriously on the urgent need to reform our political parties in ways that will see them play a more responsible role as the sentinel, not a problem for electoral democracy in our country.
What is important is that we look at those elements of the political environment which continue to pose serious challenges to the conduct of democracy in this country. The political parties themselves are not mirror of what democracy should be. And they are the ones who, of course, by constitution, by any arrangement, will form governments. So I think the point is that for Nigerians to start making it clear to the political parties that they are the problem. But we keep to encourage them by diverting attention from what they are not doing right to looking at problems or failures in other institutions of society. And they are doing all their best to delegitimize the electoral process in this country. Every time you make reform, they find a way of going around it to subvert what reform has been made. And we keep back going every cycle. We go every cycle of the National Assembly, spending 4 years trying to amend the Electoral Act. We must address the issue of political reform, mainly party reform, before we can even move. If you have a single term, the same problems will arise over who wins the elections, over who is going to succeed me. The problem is not that, is basically the attitude people who are not Democrats driving the democrat in this country.